Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Master Show live entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series. How is everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. And I hope you are in the mood for some laughs. I mean, some real serious laughs. And the reason why I say that is because we've got an acclaimed comedienne joining us live and direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Not only a brilliant comedian, but also a phenomenal actress and singer and so much more. And we had posted on all of our announcements, if you need a laugh or two, make sure you tune into this episode of JMS Live, the Jim Master Show Live, entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series, where we're bringing back the lost art of conversation and style with guests coming in from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, stage, culinary arts, sports, comedy, inspiration, and everything in between. Hope your day's going well. If you guys are not having a good day, stay with us. We're going to put some smiles on your faces, and we're just going to try to lighten things up for you because the world is a little crazy and dark in certain places. So we want to make sure that we share the levity and the light with all of you. We've done over 720 episodes of the Jim Master Show live in just 2 years' time. That's extraordinary. That's a lot of great conversation, a lot of amazing guests. And of course, you. We value our viewers watching live and those who are watching in the archives later on. We thank you so very much for being with us. Continue to spread the levity, spread the word about the Jim Masters Show. You guys know I work in television and radio station film professionally, and we created this show as a way to further connect with all of you. The Jim Masters Show. Barbara is joining us, as I mentioned, from Las Vegas, Nevada, and she is absolutely extraordinary, an accomplished actress as well as singer and comedian. You know, her television stints have included some epic shows. She's been on General Hospital, MTV's Hard Times, or RJ BERGER, The Next Best Thing, Heart to Heart, the series, even Archie Bunker's Place with Carol O'Connor, Superior Court as well as a number of pilots for television networks. In Los Angeles, she produced and even hosted her own talk show, The Barbara Brighton Show, for 3 years on cable as well. She has been called Florida's answer to Joan Rivers Before Surgery. And she has reinvented herself as one of the top stand-up comediennes to emerge on the current scene and travels all over the country as a top tribute artist and a look-alike as the one and only Joan Rivers for many corporate functions and cruises. Barbara grew up in Beantown in Boston. Yes, Boston, Massachusetts, where she studied ballet, jazz, dancing, and piano. She later went on to become a music major at the University of Florida. Blessed with a wonderful voice, it wasn't long before she started a very successful singing career, and her singing acting abilities took her to Broadway, where she appeared in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Camelot, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, Milk and Honey, and the recent tour of Sugar, Some Like It Hot. In Las Vegas, she's appeared at the Desert Inn and Caesar's Palace, and she's also done tours in Australia, Japan, South America, Indonesia, and more. And as I mentioned, she's appeared on Broadway and General Hospital, and unbelievably incredible impersonations of the incredible Joan Rivers. In a single day, she could be, playing a lunch at the township in Marco Polo. Later in the week, she could be at a mitzvah dinner at the Meister Country Club in Boca Raton. She is all over the place. She would play a 650-seat Persian room at the Marco Polo, where Hal Linden and Jackie Mason had played, and so much more. That's just the short list of an extraordinary, iconic career. She was teasing me the last time when we were having her come on. I said legendary. She goes, legendary? And I said, yeah, legendary, but in a good way, iconic. She's very funny. She cares about, those who choose to watch and support her incredible work, just like I do here on the Jim Master Show Live. We thank you so much for being with us and watching all these great shows, commenting on our YouTube channel, following us on our social media, Jim Masters TV on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also our lovely group as well that we have on Facebook, and so much more. I do want to say that, gang, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be absolutely terrific. That's the channel you're watching right now, Jim Masters TV. Matter of fact, if you would like to comment right now in the JMS Levity chat room, we've got an actual chat room that's open and available. You guys can say hello to each other like you like to do. You can say hello to us. We'll try to sprinkle in some of your terrific comments during the show as well. And if you would like to chat during the show, be sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's exclusive for the subscribers to our channel, which costs nothing. And don't forget to click that notification bell as well and leave a comment on our YouTube channel. So without further ado, she looks like $1 million. She is $1 million. Get ready to laugh. Get ready to be inspired. We have the one and only, our dear friend, Barbara Brighton, joining us live and direct from Vegas. Barbara, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Jim. I'm good. With all those compliments, what am I doing here?
Because you have finally reached the pinnacle. You have reached the pinnacle. The Jim Masters Show, exactly. And now you're a lovety too. How do you think about that, huh?
What did you say?
You are a Jim Masters Show lovety now. Isn't that cool?
Oh, I'm so thrilled because the last time we didn't make it at all.
Oh boy, wasn't that hilarious? Oh my God, that was absolutely hilarious. Maureen in Arizona says it's Hump Day. Were you aware of that? How do you celebrate Hump Day, Barbara?
Well,
do you do anything special?
I have a geek. You want to hump? After he disconnects, maybe you could hump. So people are
you may have to charge extra for that, Barbara.
Oh, really? So who are all these nice people, Jim?
These are our loveties who are watching. So how are you? I know we were going to have you on the show a couple of weeks ago, but the technology was a little crazy. You know, it was a little nutty. So you and I, the viewers don't know that we were together behind the scenes for about an hour and a half.
And I was swearing the whole time, remember?
Trying to get you on the show.
The computer, because it wasn't working. And you were laughing, and I was swearing.
You were swearing behind the scenes, and I was laughing because it was the way you were doing it. It was so East Coast. I was so familiar with it. It was so funny. It was so, and it was genuine too. It really, really was.
Well, I was frustrated. You know, these things.
A frustrated comedienne.
You have to know everything. No, you have to know everything today. And you have to be kind of in charge of everything yourself because you can't walk around with a geek like I'm privileged to have today, and someone to help all the time. And women, you know, they have to fend for themselves. So it was frustration, Jim. It was frustration.
You're just happy that you downloaded your Google Chrome.
That's right. I'm just glad you can see and hear and touch. That's it.
I'm so glad we have this time together. So have a laugh and sing a song. Yeah. So how have you been? You're looking good. You're sounding like $1 million, Barbara. And it really is an honor and a pleasure to have you with us. I know you're very busy.
And to ask and invite me. Thank you.
To take time with your busy schedule and all the wonderful things that you're involved in. We've got a lot of mutual friends. I mentioned that Clint Holmes and Kelly, they were guests on the show. My friend Giada was a guest on the show. And many others that you know have been on the show as well. Marion Ross, Melissa Manchester, Lucy Arnez, Joanna Gleason, and Tamara, Kevin Eubanks, a lot of good folks. But I am so honored to have you here because you've been doing this for a long time and really making people laugh. And right now, more than ever, the world can really use a lot of laughter, right? We need more laughter.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. I listen to I know it's not political show, but I listen to the, not the interrogations, the committees all the time. I'm really an activist. And for me, it keeps me involved for a few hours to hear what I like to hear, which is the truth. Yeah. And so, what do they call that? The what is that? That was yesterday.
You're checking with the geek. Are you checking with the geek? You're checking with the geek.
No. Yeah, the insurrection. The interrogate. What do they call that? When you get old like me, you forget the words. You know.
then you phone a friend. So how have you been? I mean, you grew up in Boston, right?
I did.
I don't hear any of the back the car.
Yeah, that's my stage name, Jim, Brighton. And because I
Oh,
had family
yes.
that lived in Brighton when I was growing up.
Massachusetts. Yes.
And before I was in showbiz, I wanted to be perky
Yeah.
and you know, love that name, Brighton. My family lived there, so I took it as my stage name.
Barbara
I
Brighton.
used to be
Exactly.
Bobby Brighton. I started as Bobby.
Really?
Yeah, did you know that?
And then you transitioned?
Yes, I did. Then in 1972. Come on, Jim, don't be. I
You set it up.
transitioned. I'm
You
not a
set it up.
transgender. Wait a
You,
minute now,
yeah,
let's not
you,
get confused. Okay, I am
you
heterosexual all the way. So in
can the geek
1972, I
verify
was,
that?
what dear?
Can the geek verify that?
Did you hear that?
Yes, I can.
Shut up. Yeah, I'm totally heterosexual. So in 1972, I played Caesar's Palace with Harry Belafonte, and my name was Bobby Brighton. So that's what was on the marquee is Bobby Brighton.
Yes.
And
Yes.
years later, it's almost 50 years. I can't believe that I did that. 50
That's hard to
years
believe,
ago.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Wow.
can you believe it? And
So how did you get started? Did you get started in Boston? Were you playing clubs in Boston? I mean, how did it work out for you? How long were you in Boston, the Boston area?
oh, for the first 13 years, I was a kid. And
Yeah.
my father got transferred to Florida to do, he used to own greyhounds,
Oh,
greyhound
really?
dogs.
Yeah.
So we had a kennel called Sunshine State Kennel. And we moved at the age of 13 to Miami. And I stayed there for years. I went to high school there. I went to college there. And then at 21, I left to go to New York to conquer Broadway. And that's where I started my legitimate career.
That's when you became legitimate. Wow, that's
I did
amazing.
at 21. Yes.
At 21.
What are you laughing at? What
You
does my
set it
name?
up. You set it up, I tell you.
Wow.
You're
What?
amazing, Barbara Brighton.
What I
Um,
do? Okay. What?
so what came first for you then? Comedy or singing,
No,
acting? What was first for you?
definitely singing.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to be an actress, number one,
Yeah.
on Broadway. But I started as a singer, and I did that most of my life. In the
Yeah.
last 15 years, I went back and forth from Los Angeles to Miami to Los Angeles to Miami. I don't know who the hell I was. I was doing I was using every major market to find my place or where I belonged. So on one of the times I thought I was retiring, I moved back to Miami, and one of my agents said, Barbara, I think you should do Joan Rivers. And I went, I'm having enough trouble doing Barbara Brighton. It's true. And I hadn't even changed my name then. I was still Bobby Brighton. And so I had a friend that was doing a show at the Thunderbird. He did Bobby Darin. And he asked me to join the show. And I sang. And he said, why don't you do a little comedy? Well, I loved it so much. I didn't want to sing. I really loved the response I was getting from comedy. And then I had a writer and put in Joan and started doing Joan. So it's about 15 years that can we talk here, doing Joan. I'm a nutcase. What can I tell you, Jim?
No, it's fantastic. So did Joan Rivers get a chance to hear you do her?
Well, I met her. I met her at the Hard Rock, and I have a picture with her. I wish we could shoot the picture. She said, "I wish I had your body." I said, "I wish I had your face." Oh, you got it. You got it. Yeah.
Yes, there
So
it
I met her
is.
at the Hard Rock, and I thanked her for giving me a life
Wait,
because she did.
who said who had the
She
body
said
and
to me, "I wish I had your body," and I
and you
said, "I
said
wish
you
I had your face." No, because she had all that work done, and I'm a mamby-pamby. I won't do anything that's why they say plastic surgery, Joan, before surgery, because I won't have any surgery at all.
So when you met her, what was she like? What it must have been quite
She was great.
quite an
She was,
experience.
here's what she used to do. She had all her jokes on the lip of the stage. You couldn't see it because you were sitting in the audience,
Yeah.
but she would remember her act. And I totally get what she was doing. And she had segments on all these pieces of paper. in front of the stage. And I get that because as a comedian, I call myself a comedian, I guess. It's hard to remember your segments when you're doing live comedy. It's not like music. Singing comes so natural to me. I can sing the phone book and know what I'm doing because I've been doing it for so long. Comedy is very different, and I've talked to a lot of comics. They look at their notes first, and you jump segments. Like I start out with plastic surgery, then I do my vaginal jokes, then I do marriage, or well, there's different singles, ad libs on Facebook stuff. There's different segments that you have to do, and it goes when you're working. You look at the audience and you kind of sense whether they're old or millennial. Oh yeah, that's another picture of mine. And then you kind of have to relate to what do you think they'll like my vagina joke? And I've never gotten in trouble for my vagina joke. People request it because it's funny.
Now, some people I know, some comedians and comediennes have said that they will alter their material based on where they're located. Like, for example, what would play maybe in Middle America wouldn't be the same as what plays in New York or Los Angeles or Vegas or Miami, and vice versa. Have you had to do that as well? You alter it based on location?
Yes. When I work in Florida, I have to be very careful what I do because they're all older, and in Las Vegas, you can do anything, get away with murder because they love to laugh. And I always get requested to do my vagina jokes. I said, "Are you sure you want me to do that?" "Yes, Barbara, we want you to do that." So this location works well for my comedy, as long as there's no corporate people, because you got to be careful if there's corporate people, because you have to be really careful.
I mentioned Broadway, the acting and singing prowess took you to Broadway. How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, CAMELOT, The Unsinkable, Molly Brown. You were in all of these. I mean, that's incredible. What was that like for you?
Oh, it was, well, you have to audition. Everything you have to do, you have to audition. So a girlfriend of mine did write a song for me called Auditions. Every day I do auditions, every day some new renditions. I sing high songs, I sing low songs, and a lot of fast and slow songs. At times I may sing no songs, I may have to act, and so forth. And I'm not going to do the whole song for you. But you get 16 bars. And, I was young when I started. I was 21. And I lived at the rehearsal club with Blythe Danner. Remember Blythe Danner? Her daughter is Gwyneth Paltrow.
That's right.
And I lived with Blythe, and she became a star on Broadway. And Carol Burnett started there. She became famous from the rehearsal club because she did a play and invited everybody down. That was way before me, though. Before I moved there. And who else? Kim Cattrall lived there, and several people who made it at the rehearsal club. So what would happen is you have to audition for these shows, and equity. That's the union, equity, And how I got there is I did Colony Summer Theater in Latham, New York. The first show I did there was Damn Yankees with Van Johnson. And let me tell you, he swore like a son of a gun backstage. And I was like, Van Johnson is swearing? VJ. He says, the last person to call me that was Peter Lawford. I said, really? Oh, okay. Because I was a young person, But he was great. I loved him to pieces. Then I did Unsinkable Molly Brown there. And what else did I do? Molly Brown, Not How to Succeed. And I did 3 shows, and that's how I became equity. But
you did CAMELOT, How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, and
but
Milk
I
and
wanted
Honey.
to tell you about. I'll explain. Should I shut up?
No,
Okay.
not at all. Okay. You keep rolling. You're on
Okay,
fire.
I'm rolling. So, well, I'm remembering. I'm such a veteran,
It's coming to you. It's all coming back.
I have to look at my resume to find out who I was and when I did it. So when you audition, you have to do 16 bars. That's all. And then they make their decision. You have 1,000 people and you're in a lineup, and you're number one. So I would do, want to hear what I'd audition with? Ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Things look swell. Things look great. Gonna have the whole world on a plate. Thank you.
That's
What do you mean,
Merman.
thank you? And that's as far as I've got. 16 bars. I'll never forget it. Then if they wanted a second song, they said, could we have your head voice? Sure. So I did, fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die. Thank you. And that's it. And you could just die from this. I don't know how I ever got a job. I swear to God. And that's how you get to Broadway.
Is that how you get to Broadway?
Yeah.
Now
Well,
you know.
some people get it right away. You got to be the right height. You got to be the right color. You got to fit in with whoever else. But How to Succeed in Business, I did in Milwaukee and Madison, Wisconsin. And it was the happiest show I ever did.
You really
I
enjoyed it.
loved it. It was a Bob Fosse show, and you had to sing, you had to dance, you had to do it. So, of course, they gave me the comedy part. So this was my big line as I'm running in. You ready? No coffee? That was my line. That was it. But I loved that show.
Now you also didn't you do a tour not that long ago of Sugar? Something like
Yes,
that.
I did. I did.
Yeah. What was that
Actually,
like?
I did that in Lawrence Welk Dinner Theater, which is the story of Some Like It Hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I played Sweet Sue, who was the movie with Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
And I was the orchestra leader, Sweet Sue. So I used to have to do, being stuck. I had to scream, being stuck. That was, I lost my voice. It was awful. It's true. It's very true.
You really did.
Yeah, that was Sugar.
So when did you transition? When did people start realizing, your brilliant singing voice, great acting, but that you were funny? When did people start realizing that you had this wit and this comedic timing and, you could really make people laugh, authentic, real solid laughs? When did that happen for you?
When in Miami, when my agent requested that I should do Joan Rivers, she says, you look like her, you should do it. I said, no, please, I'm a singer. I don't want to know from another person. So I did. So I did it at her friend Bobby Darin's show, and it was Ron Langelis, his name. He's Connie Francis' assistant.
Yes.
And he said, Bobby, do some comedy. So I learned a couple of things, and everybody laughed, and I loved it, Jim.
There is a resemblance I see in some of the bone structure and
I don't know why. It's just I look like this. I think that's why my agent Donna Kay from Famous Faces suggested that I do Joan Rivers, because I kind of looked like her. So I make quite a good living.
So did you have to work on the voice too?
Yes, I did.
She was a Larchmont, New York girl for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, good question. And I didn't hear it in the beginning. You have to hear the voice.
Yes.
So I said, I'm not ready, because I got you a couple of jobs, Barbara. And I went, well, I can't. I don't know. I don't do her voice. Then all of a sudden, another friend of mine called up and started to talk. And I said, can we talk here? As soon as I heard the voice, I said, I'm ready. Send me out. I'm good. So I got her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's then I had an act written as Joan in Florida, and expanded it. And I'm happy doing material now. And I expanded more, not just the beginning,
So can you give us a little more of Joan? What would Joan be thinking about life today compared to years ago?
I'm going to unplug this.
And you're live. Barbara Boston Brighton, Brookline.
So I usually.
Aren't you glad you could have picked Worcester?
Worcester?
Or Framingham. Barbara Framingham, Barbara Worcester, Barbara Pittsfield.
I have a friend that
or Barbara Sandwich.
Yeah, I used to mention that all the time.
That's
Um, so I usually ask, are there any older guys out there? Because I'll do it in the voice. You got to be careful when you date older men. A friend of mine was dating an older guy once. He never told her he was wearing a hearing aid. She stuck her tongue in his ear and was electrocuted. But okay, but I'm not going to get a vaginal rejuvenation at my age, because the only person interested in getting inside my vagina is my probate lawyer, because it's where I hide my really good jewelry. That's it.
What do you mean that's it? You got everybody warmed up.
Yeah, I hope nobody will, or any comics listening, he'll steal my act.
Only from your mother.
My mother used to say that, she said, Barbara, you're so funny. Just be yourself. I said, well, I don't know how to be myself.
They're laughing. Look, you got a whole crowd here.
Oh, really? Are they laughing?
And my dear friend Giada's watching. Giada's here. Yeah. My dear friend Giada. We love her here in Vegas. Absolutely.
My buddy.
I told you. Yes. Absolutely.
I'm so touched.
And you're going. So yeah, you're going, meaning you're rolling. You're rolling. Crystal says you're hilarious. So yeah, keep it going, Joan.
Because I guess I posted the link, Jim.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, we're connected too, so probably on that too. But yeah, absolutely. So it's been how many years playing Joan?
Probably about 15.
Really? Yeah.
I think.
And again, she heard it, she saw it, and she enjoyed it, huh?
She I thanked her for giving me a life.
Did that change things for you, huh? It sort of elevated the situation or put you in a different stratosphere? Is that what it was, or?
What, sweetheart? Say it again.
So that doing Joan Rivers really sort of elevated things for you. Yes.
They branded me because there's nobody else doing it in Vegas that I know of, other than Frank Marino, who is the original Joan drag kind of guy, and he's my friend. Oh yeah.
The Marquis with Belafonte. Yeah. Huh? The Marquis.
Can you lift up that? You can see my old name, Bobby.
It's the Bobby. Yes, there you are. Barbie Brighton.
And you know something I did not know, Jim, because it was 72, and I was so excited to play Las Vegas. I was out of my mind because I always wanted to work here. And I took a picture in the parking lot because I said, I may never see my name on a marquee again. And it was the old marquee. So, and that's a good story. Can I share with you how I got here?
Absolutely. So, so you went from Boston to New York to Miami, and then did you go from Miami straight to Vegas, or did you go to Los Angeles first?
Yes, I did. But I went from Boston to Miami at 13, stayed there for high school and college and everything. And then I moved to LA, then I moved back to Miami. But when I was in Miami, my father had a clothing store in Bal Harbor, and he used to sell to all these upscale people clothes. And one of them actually is my very good friend Alan Glist and Kathy Glist, who produce Menopause and the Bronx Wanderers here. And they were in sort of business together in Florida. But when my father was in the clothes store, I didn't even know this because I was traveling around the country singing. I didn't know from Adam. He played my tape that I made in Australia for the owner of Caesar's Palace. He said, how about my kid? And he listened to the tape, and I had recorded This Is My Life with 27 musicians. Wow. It was pretty good, but I had no idea that he was playing this, none. And when I came back, they said they were looking for me for a year. A year. I was traveling around to the islands and everything.
Wow.
And then they booked me at Caesar's. That's because of my dad. So every time I see Caesar's Palace, I say, thank you, Sam.
Yes. What a story, huh?
Yeah, it's because of my dad.
So, so then you're there, you're in Vegas. Tell us about some of those early experiences and folks you had an opportunity to collaborate with and work with in those early years.
Well, who? Who do you mean? What do you mean, collaborate with? I don't collaborate
Yeah,
with anybody. I would love to, but
you
I
would
don't.
love to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
folks,
do.
you had an opportunity maybe to work alongside in Vegas, people that you got a chance to meet while you were in Vegas in the early years as you sort of made your name known in Las Vegas
In the
as you were
early
starting
years.
out.
Well, I was always on my own because I was a lounge act, and I never worked in the lounge with anybody other than myself and my trio or my band. I worked the Desert Inn later on after Caesars, many years afterwards, because I was traveling around. So I was booked at the old DI, which is now the Wynn and the Encore, and in 1986 when who's that guy that owned it?
Steve Wynn?
No, no, it became the Wynn.
It became the Wynn. Yeah.
Howard Hughes owned the
Oh,
Desert
Howard
Inn at that
Hughes.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
and I worked there with Ann Gillian, remember and Anthony Newley, fabulous Anthony Newley. He was just so great, and I was just so pleased. And then they all came into my show after their big show in the showroom, and I go. I'm a celebrity whore. I went to the showroom every night because I have to see a star. I'm not starstruck, but I'm showbiz all the way. And
Yes.
Tony gave me his house seats to see his show. And it's a funny story. It's kind of sad. But when I was living in Beverly Hills in LA later, I went to an art show, art fair in Beverly Hills. And Tony was walking around and I said, "Oh, Tony, remember me? It's Barbara, blah, blah." I said, "How are you?" He said, I'm depressed." I said, "Why?" He said, "I can't get any work." I said, "Tony Newley is complaining about no work. And it's Barbara. I'm nothing. I never have any work." It was kind of sad. And then he died after that. He was a great
Mm.
showman, let me tell you. I love Tony Newley.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's that. Thanks for sharing that story. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got a million stories. I mean, uh,
I worked with Dick Shawn. Remember Dick Shawn?
oh yeah, sure,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
opened for Dick Shawn in Florida when I was doing the condos, because you do a lot of condos in Florida. And I was always the opening act. Sometimes I was the closing act, but with Dick Shawn, it was the opening act. And he told me to get my own band. He said, "You do what you want to do, Barbara." Because I didn't know, should I get a band? Should I not get a band? You know, you don't know what direction to go in sometimes in this business. I never had a manager, had lots of agents, but nobody really directed me until I found my place in LA. I lived there for 21 years.
In Los Angeles,
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's when I did a talk show.
right,
And
exactly.
that's what I found my métier, Jim.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do more than anything is host a
Can we
talk show.
talk?
Yeah, and I had a lot of stars on the talk show. My first
Right.
one was Shirley Jones and Marty Ingalls, and they ran in just before showtime, and I thought, well, I'm not going to have a star. I'm going to have to scrub this show. They ran in a minute before airtime in their jogging suits. It was
Did
a
they?
fabulous show, but he's nuts. Marty Ingalls is totally
Oh,
crazy.
absolutely. Yes.
But I love
Yes.
Shirley. Shirley Jones was a
Shirley
doll.
Jones.
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. So after
Yeah.
that, I did a lot of celebrities. I did the Emmys, Emmy Awards, and that was
How
one of
many
the
celebrities did you do?
lot of. Oh, you mean how many did I interview? Or did I do? Wait a minute, Jim Masters. Rick, my geek is laughing. I haven't done anything.
I leave no fingerprints,
Yeah,
Barbara.
right. Well, listen, I'm not going to tell you anyway if I did any. So forget it.
You don't want to make any announcements this
No,
evening?
no, 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 no. The privacy is privacy. No, I was not. I didn't sleep my way up, in case you're wondering. That's why I'm on the bottom. Maybe I should sleep my way up.
It sounds like the geek is having a fun time too,
No, he
huh?
is. He's laughing. Yeah, I know.
This
He's nuts.
this
And he's always
mysterious
trying to
geek,
get me in
this
bed, but he's not
mysterious
succeeding.
geek person you have on the left there. They see you look to the left and like, we don't see
Huh?
anybody there.
Can you say hi?
Hi, I'm here.
Can Rick say hi?
Hello. His real name is Rick.
Yeah, Rick Fenner. He's edited 1 million television shows.
I know. We're going to have him on
he's
as
a
a guest.
wonderful friend.
They are loving our humor. You and I, we're working
Really?
the room. You and I are masters
Yeah.
of Brighton, or Brighton and masters are working the room beautifully this evening, my friend.
How can you tell, Jim? How can you tell?
Just by all the smiles and
Oh,
all,
really?
look at all the comments.
Look,
and,
he's got.
yeah, they even got a Rick. They got a hi
All right,
Rick.
that's enough. Rick is over. Forget it. Somebody say hello to Rick.
Oh, thank you.
He's
Oh
single.
no,
In case you want to know.
he's lines. You have to pay him now because he had lines.
That's right. What happened to Jada? Did Jada go away? Jada.
I think she's in there. She said hello. She sends her love to us.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. Yeah, she and I have known
Come
each
back,
other.
Jada. I love
John
her.
and I have known each other. She was a guest on the show too, but she and I have known each other for years, and we worked together on TV projects and concert events. MC many of her shows. We went to Italy together and filmed segments. Yeah,
No kidding.
our families know each other. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
her husband and I. Yeah, we've
JJ, I love
good
JJ.
friends. Yeah, good
She's lucky she has
friends.
JJ. She's blessed.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. They moved to Vegas, but we got to get together again. We've done so many great things, and we've just been separated by miles. Yeah, she says, I'm here. She's getting ready.
Oh, good. Hi, sweetheart.
She said, we make her smile.
Oh.
Jada says, I'm a brother from another mother. Absolutely.
And I think Jada she's always at the Smith Center and Myron's. There's
yes,
gorgeous
that's a great place. They are.
She's just the nicest lady. I love her to pieces.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. As are you, Barbara. Barbara Boston Brighton, you are as well. Do you get back east? Do you have you gone back to Boston at all
to see in February?
Florida. Did you ever go back up towards Boston? You ever head back up to Boston?
For my cousin's funeral. Unfortunately, I have all my family back in Boston, other than my sister who's in California. Basically, that's all I have left. And I love Boston. I love
You'll have
Boston.
to let the family know I host one of the many shows I host actually airs on Channel 7 in Boston. Sunday mornings. Yeah, travel TV series. So they'll be able to check it out on WHDH television in Boston.
I remember WHDH.
Yeah, it's Channel 7. Yeah, legendary station. They've been around a long time, CBS. So you've had an opportunity also to work with a lot of fabulous people. I mean, we showed this picture of you and Joan, meeting Joan, which was wonderful. Did you ever meet her daughter, Melissa? You ever have any conversations with Melissa?
No, I have not.
Melissa's,
I look forward to it, though.
She's a wonderful spirit too. And boy, does she have a terrific sense of humor. She's, it's just sort of like spot on her sense of humor, Melissa,
Well, a lot of people tribute. I don't impersonate Jim. I tribute.
Right. I like that. Yeah, a lot of us would say impersonations, but it's a tribute. That's a better way to define it. I like that.
It is.
That's a better way.
Yeah. That's what I do.
That's what you do. Who are some of the folks in the comedic world that you always admired? And, as you were coming up the ranks, were you a fan also of the Phyllis Dillers, the Rodney Dangerfields, the Toady Fields? I mean, who are some of the folks that you always admired?
Well, for me, I love Elaine Boozler. Do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I
sure.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, I
real dry sense of humor.
Yeah. No, I never, I liked all the rest of them. I loved Toady, but you have to understand that I didn't think of myself as a comedian ever.
I tell you, right. My father has, even though I've worked in television, radio, and all of this all these years, my father has always said, still, Jim, you should have gone into comedy.
Oh, really? Well, like you're in television, is this a podcast for you, Jim?
I was gonna say, working in television and radio does require some comedic timing to survive it all.
Especially if you have a guest like me who doesn't know how to press A to B to C to D.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was so funny. I wish that they saw what we were going through the last
Oh,
time
my
you
God.
tried to get
I'm
on.
kind of glad they
You
did.
were but I got to tell you, I kept saying to you, because you kept apologizing. I kept saying no apologies needed. It's phenomenal having you on, but the last time when you were trying to get on, you did everything. You were moving your laptop around. You switched computers. You thought you
asked me
plugged
to
in
do, I
you
did.
plugged in an Ethernet cable, and you're like, I don't even know what the hell an Ethernet cable
Good
is, but I'm
luck
plugging
anyway.
this big black wire in, and your picture was freezing, and your audio.
You remember that?
I heard every third word.
I
And
said, oh no, I
then
can't do this show. I can't do this.
I heard every third word, and two of those three words that I heard were hell and damn. Those are the only two
They're
that I heard
vile.
when you were trying behind the scenes to get connected here. And then you called the savior to your left, Rick, who came over, plugged it in. Now, you told me you got up at what, 7 a.m. just to get the hair done and get ready? Rick's been there
Yeah,
since 2 in the afternoon to plug it all in.
Well, a girl has
That's
to get
because
ready.
you're
You
a
have to
professional.
understand. Well, it's because I'm a legendary veteran. It's because I'm very old. So, therefore, you have to
An
get up at
acclaimed,
dawn.
renowned, iconic.
You have to put in, if you're like me, you have to wear your contact lenses because you can't wear glasses on television, no
So-
matter what. And then you have to do the plexiderm under the bags, and then you can't get it there because that doesn't look too good. And you go, how the hell can I do this? And don't come close. And then you have to do the hair because your hair never looks like this in the daytime. You have to. And then you go, oh, I'm ready. It's now 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're going on the air at 5 o'clock at night. Jana knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, sure. So you got up at 7 a.m. just to get ready for the Jim Masters Show live
That's
series.
right.
What
That's
was
right.
it? What tell us about your day today, getting ready to be on our show? Did you start the day with a banana?
Well, no, I didn't even eat. Are you kidding me? I had to get up at dawn and go to the ladies' room and go, oh my God, I have to do all these things to look like this. Tell me, I hope I look decent at all.
You
Right?
look spectacular. What are you?
All right. Do I, the wrinkles there? Get them out. Take them out. Okay. Take them out. Put the filter on.
Are
This
you? Are you?
veteran needs
I have a
help, honey.
question. Are
Right.
you Are you flexing or plexing?
A plexiderm, yeah. If you go real close, I have to look up. Wait, my tech geek is saying, look up. What, Rick? Where? Am I looking up?
Back away.
I'm backing
There
away.
you go.
Okay, now I look good. So you can't see the plexiderm. Okay. I'm frozen. How long do I have to stay like this? Okay.
Did you hear what he said? He goes, back away.
This is ridiculous. It's dinner time. How long do I have to stay like?
I
He said,
told you
"Don't move.
before you come on the
Don't move."
Jim Masters Show series, you got to have a sandwich. Didn't you have a sandwich?
No, I didn't have a sandwich. Are you kidding? I just want to make sure everything connected today. That's the most important thing I had
Is
to do.
to be connected. Yes. And you,
That's right.
and you are absolutely. So, in addition to doing the tributes to Joan, tell us, for the audience that's watching, you do comedy generally as well when it's not necessarily as a tribute to Joan?
Well, I do it in my own voice.
Right.
They don't know the difference.
What I was going to say, what does that sound like? Have we heard your own voice tonight,
Oh,
or are
it's
you?
the same material. So yeah, I've had $100,000 worth of collagen, silicone, Botox, and Restylane. I've had a boob job, a nose job, an eye job, a tummy tuck, liposuction, and laser. Underneath all that nipping and tucking and pulling and whipping. I think I found Michael Jackson's first nose. I wrote that. What do you think?
I think it's
I do it in my own voice.
You do it in your own voice, right?
That's right. Do you girls remember when you had a beautiful bust line? These girls will remember. Do you remember when your waistline was perfect? Now my bust line is my waistline. And the only good thing about a sagging bust is it pulls the wrinkles out of your face. That's it. Okay, good. You got my ears now. So when I don't have to do Joan's voice, I'll just do the same material in my voice. They don't know the difference. Who
They
cares?
don't know the difference.
Who cares?
We've got much more to show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We're just getting started here. Our very special dear guest is Barbara Boston Brighton, better known as Barbara Brighton. And I'm your host, Jim Masters. We're live worldwide here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We've done over 720 episodes live 7 days a week. We thank you, gang. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And if you're enjoying this episode of our entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series, where we're bringing back the lost art of conversation and style with warmth and so much more, give us a thumbs up, like on our YouTube channel. We would absolutely love that. And leave a comment on the channel as well. Everybody loving it. Lots of LOLs and claps and smiles from Arizona and from Canada. This is great. Crystal is loving it. She says this is great. Absolutely.
Hey, Jim, say if you can book me in Canada. I'll travel. I don't care. I need a gig.
A gig. Gig Young?
A gig. Yeah. I remember Gig Young. Yeah.
I like that.
He killed himself, didn't he? Let's be positive.
Well, you're killing them tonight. You're killing them tonight yourself.
I'm killing myself too.
You and I are great together. You and I are absolutely great together. We must be an East Coast thing. We have a clip here. It's only 21 seconds, but it's Barbara Brighton on fire.
Oh,
let's see what this is. We'll light them up with this.
I did a commercial. Sounds like the commercial.
I think it's that. Yeah, let's take a look.
Great. Oh.
Isn't that cool?
Thank you.
That was very, very cool. I love that.
You ripped it. That was for the D Hotel, and they wanted an eccentric lady, and I got it.
And you got it. That is so cool. Hey, we've got some more fabulous photos of your fantastic career. And anytime you want to throw in some jokes or comedy, whatever, aha moments you have, Barbara, feel free to do that. You're making everybody smile, and our world needs more laughter, levity, and our famous Jim Master Show levity that we talk about. There's a great shot here.
Oh,
look at that.
Frankie Avalon. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, huh?
Bobby Rydell and
who we just lost recently. Yeah, he passed, Bobby. What was this occasion? Do you remember the occasion?
They did a show with me, and I took a picture with them.
Yeah. So that's some collaborating with some folks there. And here's another great shot. Muhammad Ali.
I did that movie, The Greatest, with Muhammad Ali.
Yes, tell us about that. Tell us about that movie. Tell us about working on that movie.
Oh God, we were there all night long till like 5 a.m. He was great.
Yeah.
And I had a producer who put me in the scene with as a socialite, and he said, "Keep on singing, Barbara." Yeah. And then you died.
Oh.
The director died right after that. I thought, oh, that's not good. But it was
that's not good.
I kill him, Jim.
Yeah, you're killing him, I tell you. I think I'm going to go in for a physical in the morning. So what was it like? Exactly. What was it like to work, with Ali, with the great?
He was a gentleman. He was wonderful. We shot all night long until I got home at 5 o'clock in the morning. And my mother, at that time I was living at home, my mother was furious. She said, where have you been till 5 in the morning? I said, Mom, I was making a movie. She didn't believe me.
She didn't believe they'd make a movie, Muhammad Ali and all that.
Yeah, right. And that was my real hair, Jim. I had red hair.
I tell you, you look like $1 million. When was this photo taken? Do you recall? When
Thank you. And maybe in the 80s or 70s. I can't remember. It was on set. Set. Yeah.
Really fantastic.
The greatest.
Ben Kingsley too.
Oh yes. That was at the Emmys, and he was just the best. Ben Kingsley. Great guy. Yep.
Another great.
That was the Emmys. I did the Emmy Award.
You look fantastic there. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
You haven't
my Jim
changed
is
a bit.
putting me on camera. Huh?
You haven't changed a bit.
Oh, Jim, I love you. Are you married?
Yeah. Your nostrils look the same.
That's funny. Jim is making me, Rick is making me look in camera.
Yeah,
Barbara
he's
and Jimmy are very
he's
up front of the show. Great. How nice.
levity and laughter, best therapy ever.
Look, what a
Absolute.
nice comment.
Yes,
Thank
I tell
you.
you. Merlin loves
Thank
that
you.
hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
The hair.
My best
So
attribute. Yeah.
yeah, no, these are really fantastic shots. And then we showed this earlier of you as Joan. I mean, really, you do assume her when you pay tribute.
Thank you. Thank you. Who knew? Who knew? But you never know, when you start.
Look at this one.
Oh, that's when I was on a cruise ship.
Yes, tell us about this. This is
Well,
fantastic.
everybody thought I looked a little bit like Kelly Clinton here when they saw this picture, and this was my real hair. I did cruises for about 30 years. I didn't stay on them for 30 years, but I worked the major cruise lines, and yes, strawberry blonde. That's right. Thank you, Jada. And at that time, I was just singing, was not comedy at all. And I had those costumes made for Vegas. So that was silver sequins. And you see the V in the middle?
Yes.
That's the look that covered your belly button. I had all these costumes. I had a costume designer, and I had boots to match when I was wearing hot pants at Seabridge. Yeah. So this was on one of the cruises.
On one of the cruises. And you said you did that for how many years?
Well, 30 years on and off.
30 years
in Miami and New York. And it was a living, in between acting or trying to
I know a lot of folks,
Broadway.
singers and performers who did the cruise ship route.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd love to go back on, but I probably have to be a passenger now because they prefer younger people. I don't know why they say that. I mean, the audiences are not young, but I'm still talented, people, on the cruise ship.
The cruise ship lollipop.
Yeah.
That's funny. Do you still get to sing? Do you still get to,
yes.
Singing is part of the act
Yes.
as well? Still get to do
I
that?
just did Kelly Clinton's show at the Nevada Room. I was a guest, and she's a very good friend. I do sing. I do. I just did a show at the Firelight Barn, which is here in Las Vegas, and I did my tribute to Broadway, and then a tribute to Joan, and I had a guest star that flew in from California. Rick was there. He's cool, California. He was there. He liked it, and so I did a full show, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So you got to go on with your life, honey.
You got to keep
Barbara
going.
was fabulous.
Thank you. Say that on camera.
Barbara, hold on.
Okay.
Barbara was fabulous.
Thank you. I paid him to say that.
That was Geek Rick?
That was yeah, he helped me on. Yeah.
I tell you.
So, and then a couple of times a year.
He's not your right-hand man. He's your left-hand man.
That's right.
He's on your left.
He's so smart. Yeah. I do twice a year. I do a show called the Spotlight Spectacular. Jim, no, that's not a good shot. Let me see. I have to look like it. All right, I'm looking. Okay, away. I don't want to see the bags. Wipe them out.
So
we do that at the Orleans.
Tilt head down. Tilt head down and dip to the left, right, left. There you go.
Well, I'm glad you're laughing, Jim. Great. I'll look back on this and I'll throw up. Okay. No, twice a year we do the Spotlight Spectacular, and I do the comedy. And this is a funny story, not so really funny. But one year, a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, I was hosting and emceeing, and I'd done a lot of promo on TV and everything for this show where you have a lot of performers. And this particular one I was emceeing, and at the same time, my agent here got a call from the Jimmy Kimmel Show and asked if they represent Barbara Brighton. And he said, yes, I do. So he called me and he said, Barbara, they want you on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. I said, great. They wanted me at the same time I was emceeing at the Orleans, and I could not be in two places at once.
Oh,
I thought I would
boy.
kill myself.
Yeah.
Who's going to call me for a national show like that?
That
So
happens
you
to me a
see,
lot where I get called 2 or 3 all at
yeah,
the same time, and they want
yeah,
you here, they want you there, they want you on that date, and you're like, "Oh,
right.
how do you what did you do? Do you flip a coin? What do you do?"
Well,
Did you
I
ask
had
your
to say
mother?
no. Huh?
Did you check with your mother? I mean, what do you do?
I'll never do it again because if it's a national show, I'm doing it.
Yes,
So
right,
if I
right.
get another request.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So that's quite an experience. What are some other experiences you've had, in your illustrious career, acting, singing? What was it like being on General Hospital?
Oh, that I was on there for 3 years, and I
Yes.
played the intensive care nurse, and I was on with Rick Springfield. Remember him?
Oh, Rick Springfield.
Yes,
Yes.
Jesse's girl.
Jesse's girl. Yeah, from
Jesse's girl.
Australia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had to wheel. I was doing a scene with Rick and Jackie. She's one of the stars still on there. I'm losing my brain because it was in the 80s that I did it. And I had a wheelchair. I had to get Jackie Zeman. I had to get her. She was
Oh,
blind,
yes. Yeah.
playing blind. I had to get her on the wheelchair. And it's time to go for a ride now, Bobby. Dr. Reddit. Oh, I'm remembering my rhymes. Dr. Reddit is waiting to take the tests. No, it was so noisy. By the time I put her in the wheelchair, the director said, "Cut, cut, cut, cut. We can't." I couldn't quietly get her in the wheelchair.
Oh my God.
And that's a soap opera.
That is
So
something.
I did, and I have all those things on DVDs. But I had 3 wonderful years, and one time Rick Springfield couldn't remember his lines,
Really?
and I somehow helped him to calm down, and he got it. So
Wow.
that made me feel good.
That's
Yeah, it was a
amazing.
great experience. Soap
Now,
opera.
you also appeared on Superior Court.
Yes.
Were you the plaintiff or the defendant?
Um, oh,
Or were you in
I
the
don't know what to
audience?
say, but I had a really big part, huh?
Yeah, were you part of the audience? Were you part of the
No, no, no,
show?
no, no. No, I had a really big part. I don't know which I was, but it was a starring role for me. And the audience laughed when I delivered one of my lines, and the judge says, "No, no, no, we can't have that." I said, "Well, I was just delivering the line," and the
Yeah,
audience applauded. They
yeah,
applauded on stage,
they loved
and
it.
they said, "Yeah, I swear to God." And I went, "Oh, this is good. I guess I'm good at this." That was Superior Court.
Oh boy. And
Yeah,
then
it was
also
fun.
working with the incomparable Carol O'Connor in Archie
Oh,
Bunker's Place, which of
nice
course
man.
was the spin-off of All in the Family, Norman Lear's epic
Yeah.
production. What was it like being on Archie Bunker's Place on CBS?
Well, that was the second one. It wasn't All in the Family. It was his spin-off.
It was Archie
And I
Bunker's
was,
Place. Yeah.
yes, and he's a doll. What a nice man. I
Carol
was
O'Connor.
just in I was a patron
Yeah.
in the bar. It was a lovely experience. Yeah.
Mm. And then, yeah,
Where did
I
you,
also
where
said
did you get all those?
you did work with MTV as well, right?
Yes, I did. I did. And I did. The Hard Times of R.J. Berger. That's another one that I auditioned for, and they bought me. They bought me, and I was like a school teacher.
Hmm.
And it was, yeah, I had never done MTV. And my agent called, and I said, "Are you sure you got the right person?" MTV. Yeah, that was nice. It was one scene, a school teacher. And all these things are in LA. LA,
These
yeah.
were all in Los Angeles.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah. The opportunity is there. I know
yeah,
a lot of folks in the industry there and friends, and we have a lot of family in the California area as well.
yeah.
But also Heart to Heart too, huh? Robert Wagner and
Oh, yeah.
Stephanie
I did the
Powers.
voiceover for Stephanie Powers.
Oh, you
And I
did?
still get residuals. Yes, I do. I did.
Really? Do you
I
recall
sang.
what that was? So you were singing for,
Yeah, I did a
she had a
voiceover.
part where or an episode where she had to sing and you were the
Yeah,
singer?
yeah.
I
And I
wonder, do you
still get
remember
residuals, so
do you
that's
remember
nice.
anything about that episode so we can look for it on those retro TV networks that run Heart to
No, I
Heart?
have to go look at the residual to tell you the truth.
The residual has the episode number, right?
Yeah, yeah, because we were in the studio. So it wasn't on the air, it was in the studio.
Mm,
Singing.
yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Yes. Diane Laurentino is watching. Hi, Diane.
Ah, I love
And she
her.
says
She's one of
hello.
my best friends.
She's hello. So Diane, I think if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you should be able to comment. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because that way there you can comment. Anybody that wants to comment while we're on live during the show in the JMS chat room, or you want to comment after, make sure you subscribe. But I think they're doing it through Sal. Hey, Barbara, Sal and Diane here. So through Sal.
They came to my show at the Firelight Barn.
Sal is in the house.
And then Jada called them. That's how I'll.
Sal is in the house. Exactly. And Sal is doing the commenting, which is great.
Okay, good. He's my boyfriend, you know. I have to call him my boyfriend.
That's fantastic. Yes, love that. And Diane is with Sal. Exactly. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
welcome
that's
everybody, anybody new and watching. We invite you to binge watch. We've done over 720 episodes live 7 days a week since April 2020. 720 episodes 7 days a week.
I'm honored that you called, Jim.
And it's a side thing for me. You know those side things, right?
What do you do? What's your main thing, sweetheart?
I host, I work, of course, for years, people know me with public television, but I also host a lifestyle travel TV series on CBS. I do a television news magazine show and daily radio series with my co-host, Doug Llewellyn, who hosts the People's Court TV series.
I know who he is, yeah.
Yeah, and
Need another host, Jim?
Huh?
You need another co-host.
Host with the most. And then iHeartRadio, years on iHeartRadio, and and I have my own freelance company too. I get hired to do a lot of hosting and motivational speaking, television shoots, and a whole host of stuff. It's a crazy busy plate, and then I launched this series on top of it.
Well, you don't need the job, Jim. I do.
Well, hey, everybody, this crazy business, the lights can go on and off the same day. It's like, you know how it is.
Except I have a ring light that might keep.
You've got the ring light. Yeah. I studied this in college in New York, studied in school, and I was president of the debate team in college in New York, and just, started right out of the gate in television, commercial television, public television, independent TV, radio. I've always done it and love it. Yeah, love it. Like you love what you do. But I also studied architecture and design too. So if you weren't doing anything that you've done as a comedienne and actress and singer, what would the other thing be that
I'd be a lawyer. I'd like to be a lawyer.
Oh, I thought you would be an au pair.
No.
You'd be a lawyer.
Really
Wait, is Rick laughing? I heard laughter.
Yes.
Barbara comes with her own studio audience of one. With inflation, you couldn't afford to pay an entire studio audience to be there.
He keeps moving me, so I'm on camera.
Inflation has reduced Barbara's studio audience to one.
Well, we
got to do a GoFundMe for Barbara.
Audience. What, honey?
We got to do a GoFundMe.
This is it.
You are your own audience.
I am my own everything. What can I tell you?
Crystal, thank you for your kind words.
Have Plexiderm will travel. She always buys me Plexiderm. Right, Diane? You remember?
Yeah.
She does.
I love that.
Wait, what did Judge say?
Kathleen, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Crystal, thank you very much. The Lovities are commenting. They're really enjoying this. We've got some more fabulous photos we want to show here of you over the years.
Okay.
Tell us about this one.
Oh, that was in Florida when my hair was short, and I was interviewing on the red carpet. And
very nice.
That's Joan. Yeah.
What would Joan be saying today about all the crazy things that have been going on in our world?
I don't think she'd like it. She's a Democrat like me. I don't think she'd like it.
It's been really interesting, the health situation, the pandemic, and all this stuff.
Well, women have to stand up for women, and I'm sure that Joan would be the same way. We're appalled by the Roe v. Wade thing. Appalled. And I'm sure you feel the same way as a man, that women have no protection, and I don't know. It's a crazy world. I don't like this world at all. No, I don't. I pray for the country. I really do. Every day I pray for the country.
Have you ever, is there a book in the offing? Have you thought about writing a book, a memoir about your illustrious career and the people you've met? And
Oh, how sweet. No, I did do a retrospective at a theater here called the Starbright. I was asked to do that, and it was an invited theater audience, and it was very gratifying, I have to tell you, but I had to go to my resume to find out where I was in 1 year, because I didn't know who I was, what I did. Who remembers that? I'm in this business 60 years, Jim. That's a long time.
isn't that quite
I'm
amazing?
still here.
And you're still here.
Right.
And we love you.
Thank
That's great.
you.
You're very welcome.
I'm so glad
So-
we completed this. Yes, that we actually
When's the
connected.
last time you've said those words?
Well, my birthday is May 13th, and I'm a Taurus. And
My
I
sister's
have
a
to
Taurus.
Have completion. I have to have completion, or else I'm not happy. I have to have completion. So today we completed this. This is good.
You are funny. You are funny. What are some things that you haven't done yet, Barbara, that you would still like to do?
I'd like to do a sitcom.
Oh, I can see that. That opportunity has it ever happened? Has it been presented? Have you
No, I've
thought
been up
of,
for many. I've been up for many.
do you like to write? I love writing. Do you like to write? I mean,
I write music. Yes, I do.
could you develop and write a sitcom?
No, I don't think I'm good with that. It's just, I'm not true to myself when I'm doing that. I'm good at comedic acting, but I haven't done that yet.
Now, would you say that you are, I would say yes, but like, for example, Lucille Ball had once said that she was not necessarily just inherently funny, but she could play funny. She was brilliant at playing funny, but she was more of a serious person, where Desi was automatically just funny.
Right.
It was just a funny person.
Yeah.
Would you say that you are generally funny, or do you like to play funny? How do you look at it? I would say that you're just generally funny.
I'm funny. I think I'm innately funny without trying. Because I say things funny. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time because I mean well. Sometimes
Yes.
it doesn't come out right, but yeah. No, I'm a good comedic actress.
So what about movies too? Would you like to be in movies?
Well,
Is that
I've done a lot of
something?
movies, but
Yes.
sure.
In terms
somebody
of more
called,
movies?
absolutely. Hmm?
Yeah. Would you like to be in more movies if they came your
Oh,
way?
of course. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd like to do it all, really.
Now,
Actually, I
also,
like to get up in the morning and be alive, and that's good enough
just,
for me.
do you have a morning routine when you wake up?
Yes, I have half a bagel, half an orange, and coffee, and that's it. And then I plop myself in front of The View because it's my favorite show, The View. I would love to be on The View. I think I'd kill Joy Behar if she got off. Then I could take her slot.
Have you ever met Joy?
No, have not. Have not.
Or Whoopi Goldberg?
No, haven't met Whoopi either. No, haven't met any of those girls on there. But
Yeah.
it's something I like, I listen to, and I scream at the TV a lot.
You
know.
do, huh?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do.
Yeah.
When they're saying something I'm in favor of, I'll go, yes. Yeah.
And if they're
Nobody
not,
will hear me, but I'll say it.
and if they're not, then you scream at the TV and in other forms.
Well, I believe what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And never the twain shall meet.
Never the
Live
twain
your
shall-
truth. That's what I believe
That's-
in.
That's a great way to look at it all. Absolutely. Hey, look,
Yeah.
Smokey Robinson too. Tell us about
Yes,
this.
yes, yes. Oh, he was lovely, just lovely. I said to him in his concert, uh, I said, "You crawl right into your music, Smokey." And he couldn't believe I said that. I said, "But that's how you affect people. You crawl inside." He was fabulous. I'm so glad I met him and heard him.
A
Yeah,
really spirited personality and kind man, wouldn't you say? Terrific talent vocally, but also just a good guy. One of the good guys, right?
yeah.
Smokey Robinson. Yeah. That's a great shot of the two of you too. The
Thank you.
smiles are terrific in that shot.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a great
Well,
one. Even the
I'm
Smothers
happy.
Brothers.
Oh yeah, the Smothers Brothers. Yeah, I met them in Vegas, and they were interesting. They're the first people that did a meet and greet after their show. You know, when
Really?
I saw them doing their show. Rick is pulling me. I don't know where he's pulling me. So are you trying to get close to me? No. So I'm in the shot.
Wait, the geek is moving in on you?
He wants me to be on camera because the pictures are taken this spot. You see how I need him, Jim?
Yes, you do. Yes. Yes. Austin Fields is another
Another great
great
show.
show.
Oh,
Thank you very
yeah.
much. I appreciate that, all of you. I think you're a genuine person. She is a funny girl.
Oh,
Absolutely. Yeah. We're having a good time
bless
tonight.
you, Diane. Bless you.
Oh, another. Oh, this must have been hilarious to be with Rip
Yeah.
Taylor. Oh my God.
Rick was my good friend.
Oh, did he come with
Yeah,
confetti
he
and
did my
everything?
talk show. He did
Did
my
he?
talk show in
He did the
LA. I
talk
did him
show.
too with Barbara Brighton. He sang with me. And it was funny because we went to see Cheetah Rivera at the
Oh,
Westwood
yes.
Playhouse. I had done Wonderworld in 1964, but don't ask, nobody's telling. And she was the star of the show, Wonderworld, and went to see her because she, for me, is phenomenal.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing like Cheetah Rivera. Before the show, she gave each one of us a rose and put it in the dressing room, and it was great. So I went to see her show, and Rip was there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know Rip at the time, but he knew me, and he threw himself at my feet, and he said, "Barbara, I want to do your show." I said, "Get up, Rip, get up. Are you serious?" And he came and he did my show. I said, "Why does he want to do my little show?" I was so touched. He was a
Yeah.
great guy. We sang together. It was wonderful.
Oh,
Rick,
yeah.
I need your help. Okay.
Did he come with the confetti and all and throw it in the
Yes,
air?
he did. He did. He was a great guy. Then he took me to a beautiful birthday party for Debbie Reynolds, where all the movie stars were there at Carlos and Charlie's in LA. And because at
Wow.
the time, I had a talk show.
Yes,
So
right, exactly.
that was Rick.
Class
He was a
act.
great guy, just a great guy.
Oh, he was hilarious. Absolutely. And you
Yeah.
go from Rip Taylor to Carol Channing.
Oh yes, I did. I did Carol Channing. I did the Coconut Grove Playhouse. Oh, a Milk and Honey tribute, and I played the Widow Breslin. Actually, that's what I played in Milk and Honey. But we did a tribute, and I was invited to do that show with big orchestra. And Carol flew in with Jerry, who wrote it, Jerry Herman, and he said to me, "Barbara, you got every funny thing out of my song, every funny line." I went, "Oh my God, Jerry Herman is complimenting me." I was
Wow.
so excited, and Carol was there. She flew in to honor Jerry Herman.
That's incredible, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's, yeah, I was
Those
going
were
to
the good
just,
old days,
some
Jim.
great people. Yeah. And even now, this is interesting. I could tell you a really interesting story about this gentleman who also is a comedian and also had his own show for a long time, Conan O'Brien.
Oh,
Yeah.
Conan, yeah.
I was having dinner
Uh-huh.
with friends of mine. One of two, actually three of them, they own a dental practice, and one of them is my dentist. And his wife is also a dentist and has her own practice. So we're having dinner, we're having wine, Actually, we hadn't had dinner yet. We're in the kitchen. We're having wine and cheese and crackers. And they have a big screen television on the wall off in their living room, and you can see it from the side. So his wife, again, also a dentist, sort of peeked in and she saw the screen. And at that time, it was the Oprah Winfrey show that was on. So she goes, there he is. There's my brother again on TV. And I peeked in and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm seeing the Oprah Winfrey show and I'm seeing the actor Dennis Leary. Oprah, Dennis, I don't see anybody else. And I'm like, wait a minute. Her last name is Leary. Never put it together. Her last name is Leary. He's Dennis Leary. By any chance, is that your brother? She goes, yeah, that's my brother. You know, to her, it's her brother. And they're from Worcester, Massachusetts originally. They were very big supporters. He's a big supporter of the fire department in Worcester, Massachusetts. And so they hail from Worcester, Massachusetts. And she goes, yeah, that's my brother. And he had the book out or something. And I said, wow, that's cool. Yeah. And she said, no, ask me who our cousin is. Ask you who your cousin is. I'm still, you know, I know. I was like that. I was all choked up.
Oh, you're so funny. Yeah.
Thank you.
Who's the cousin?
Who are you looking at on the screen there? Conan.
Oh, Conan?
Conan is the cousin of Dennis Leary and the dentist's wife. And I had no idea. And he, I believe, grew up in Brookline. You know, Brookline, just outside Boston. Beautiful area, beautiful town, suburban town. So Conan, Dennis Leary's cousin, her cousin. And we found that out while the wine and cheese were being enjoyed. Amazing. Some story, huh?
Yeah. And he's real tall, let me tell you.
It's better than a root canal.
Well,
so what were
the Emmys? Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the occasion here, Barbara?
The Emmy Awards.
This was the Emmys, yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty tall, isn't he?
I met Joan first, way before I was doing her at the Emmy Awards. She looked me up and down and what I was wearing, and she liked what I was wearing. That was the first time, yeah.
That's a great shot. Do you remember when this was at the Emmys?
It's in the 80s, baby. In the 80s.
And Diane's in. So Diane is now commenting. Love listening to the stories from Barbara and you, Jim. Thank you very much, Diane.
I need Plexiderm.
You need some Plexiderm? She can get you.
She sends me Plexiderm.
She sends you Plexiderm.
She's laughing. I know she's laughing.
Now, I want to know, you're in Las Vegas. Yeah. You're an East Coast girl originally. Where do you get your bagels from?
Actually,
you have them shipped in from New York? Some people actually have them shipped from the East Coast.
There are no good bagels here. No good bagels here.
How about the pizza?
Pizza. You have to ask people that like the Italian pizza. I'm not an authority.
How about the clam chowder?
Oh, I don't eat that at all.
There's no ocean nearby.
No. I love lobster, but I don't like fish.
Yeah. Oh, you love the lobsters, huh?
Yeah, I love a lobster.
This is a great shot, too.
CAMELOT in Kennebunkport, Maine, and that's the first time I had lobster. It's fabulous.
In Kennebunkport. Isn't Kennebunkport a beautiful part of Maine?
Yes.
Maine is beautiful.
I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah. Maine is beautiful. We have some family there too, and I did some shoots, TV shoots in Kennebunkport. We were up in York. We did a national PBS special, and we filmed it up in York. And then what else? Portland. Portland is beautiful too, with its cobblestone streets and all. You know.
We haven't been there.
Do you miss the East Coast at all?
Well, no. If anything, I miss LA. I hate to say it, but I love LA. I love LA.
Wasn't it Randy Newman that wrote that song? I love LA. I think it was Randy Newman that wrote that.
About it. My girlfriend called last night and said, "What do you like about LA?" I said, "When I moved there from Florida, it was the freedom. I felt free. I was in the mountains. I loved it.
Yes.
Freedom says a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So my spirit felt good there.
You know, when you look at this iconic career that continues, what would be like some of the top 5 moments for you that still stand out that you love? I mean, you get a tingle in your heart when you think of those moments in your career thus far, with more to
Caesar's
come.
Palace, for sure.
This
Caesar's
being on the
Palace.
Jim Masters show, I'm sure, and I
Oh,
really appreciate
number
that.
1, Jim Masters is top of the list.
Yes, and look who's with us. I mean, this is really Mr. George Burns is with us too.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. Oh,
George
George.
Burns always pops in on
Yeah.
the show with his cigar
He
and
does
his
come.
there he is. Yeah, he always pops in with his cigar and with his hanky and his tuxedo and
Listen, he made it to 99, I think. He's one of my
somewhere
heroes.
around there.
103.
Right,
He made it to
exactly.
103.
No, he's 99.
He did, yeah. Yeah, because when he turned 100,
Really?
one of my aunts collected dolls of all kinds, real collectible dolls, and she collected the George Burns doll when he turned 100. And then this got passed down to me, and he pops on the show. He's usually down over here with his martini and his cigar. Did you ever get a chance to meet him at all over the years, George?
What, dear?
Did you ever get a chance to meet George when you were in LA?
I did. I sat at a table with him at the Thalians in LA.
Oh, the Thalians, yes.
I don't know how much time we have left.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure, we're here.
Was being honored as the Woman of the Year, and I had met Shirley on several occasions, and she changed my life, believe it or not. And she was being
Shirley
honored.
MacLaine changed your life?
Shirley MacLaine, yes.
Tell us how did that happen?
Well, I met her backstage at one of her shows because one of my conductors was her conductor, and I was reading her book Out on a Limb, and I'm very much into the psychic world. And I knew when I was reading the book that I was going to know Shirley, and sure enough, I did. And one day, I was in Beverly Hills accompanying my girlfriend to a salon called Christophe, very upscale hair salon. She was getting her hair done, and I was just hanging on, just being her friend. And Shirley walked into the store and was like browsing around, and then she walked out. So when Barbara went to pay her bill, she was, excuse me for clearing my throat, was walking up the street, and I said to Barbara, please, we can't go. I must talk to Shirley. I said, okay. So we stopped Shirley, and I talked to Shirley and told her my plight. I said, I have no agent. I have no this, no that, and I'm frustrated, blah, blah, blah. And she said, create your own reality. And I never forgot that. And shortly after, I did meet her at the Thalians, and she came up to me on stage and she was just from a chance meeting on the street. She was incredible. She remembered who I was immediately. And shortly after that, Jim, we created the Barbara Brighton show, the talk show. Created my own reality. So I will pass that on to anyone that is in the listening audience that needs a direction. Create your own reality. And that's very important.
You know, that really is. And a lot of people through, the pandemic and everything else, that's what they've had to do. A lot of people have had to, reposition and sort of create their own reality on the fly because everything, has kept changing. And how have you gotten through it all because of the fact that, things are opening up now, but for about a year and a half or so, a lot of things were closed. So
well, Vegas was definitely closed for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And I didn't go anywhere for a year and a half. I stayed like everybody else in my apartment building and pulled my hair out until the lockdown we were released. Yeah, no. Oh, you know what I did? I got Netflix and Prime Video. No, don't laugh, Rick. I never.
Don't laugh, Rick.
No, he's laughing.
Because you're funny. You're paying him to laugh, aren't you?
What, dear? What?
You're paying him to laugh, aren't
Yeah,
you?
really. He's going to kill me. I couldn't afford, I'm a very practical Jewish girl. I got TV, a cable TV. I'm lucky I got cable TV when I had my own talk show in LA. I couldn't afford cable, so I used to go downstairs where I was living to Kathy Kinney's apartment and watch my show on her cable. She was on a big show, Kathy Kinney. And so now, of course, I can afford it all, thank God. But I said, I'm getting Netflix. I'm getting Prime Video. I'm going to get something for myself. So I got that at the pandemic, and I'm happy that I watch it. A friend even got me on Hulu now and Peacock, and so I'm a junkie. I'm a television junkie.
Did you ever think you'd
Except
say
for the
that?
pandemic, though, honey.
Did you ever think you'd say you got Peacock?
Did I ever think I'd get Peacock? What? You said Peacock? Are you making a funny, Jim Masters?
Yes, I am. Barbara Boston Brighton.
Okay, that's one.
That's what, yeah. Like Don Rickles would say, 1 for one for Johnny Carson,
Right.
0 for Rickles.
Right. Well, those are what comedians do,
Now you're a brilliant comedian, and a lot has changed now in our world where, and I've had this conversation, I think, just even off the air, not just on the show, but just generally in conversation with colleagues, since everything has changed so much as far as what you're able to deliver in comedy these days, because there is a heightened sense of sensitivity now. Have you had to alter anything? Like, I wonder if Don Rickles would be able to do the Don Rickles shtick these days now.
I think he could get away with anything because he was fast and he improv'd a lot. I do improv, but I don't say any 4-letter words. This is what the comedians do today. I refuse. It's not part of who I am. I will not do that.
Yeah.
So as a result, I don't do comedy clubs. I just have to do corporate jobs or big shows, where I just do funny comedy because people want to laugh.
So the comedy clubs, you would have to incorporate.
Dirty. You have to do dirty, and how the F are you? I don't do it. I won't do it, and that's not who I am.
That's great.
So that's today. All the young comedians, that's what they do. So it's not for me. I won't even go to see them.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't.
Are there any out there that you do admire that are, who's funny is
stand-up comedian?
He doesn't curse, but Sebastian Maniscalco.
He's
very
wonderful.
funny.
Yes.
Yeah, he talks about the craziness of life, the idiosyncrasies of life.
Yeah.
He sells out everywhere he goes. He's very funny.
I love
did you like George Carlin?
Oh, brilliant. But I worked with his opening act, Dennis Blair, a lot.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right. So bright, great writer, great performer. And he opened for George Carlin. Yes, I did. But he had kind of a tragic life, if you really want to know. Most comedians do. I don't know. Mine's not tragic, but I've had my pain like everybody else.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you grow from that. You learn from that, right?
Yes.
What inspires you, with your material? How are you inspired? Do you, I would say, and I've asked this of others in the comedy world, I would say even for myself that I'm an observer of life, and I'm always an observer of people. I think I get that from my dad, always being able to just look at scenarios and size things up and observe, and then pull my what I'm going to do next from what I'm observing. You must be a brilliant observer of life and be able to use that in your comedy. Tell us about that, and maybe some of the things that inspire you.
What inspires me now are young performers. I just recently saw a girl called Maddie Poppy, who won American Idol at 2018. I just saw her at this club here called Stoney's, which I had opened twice for the Carpenters Tribute. And
The Carpenters,
we went
yeah.
there the other night, and she's 24 years old, and she wears jeans, and she has a guitar, and she has a little synthesizer player, and she writes her own material. And I thought she was incredible and a great singer. And I told her so. I waited till after the show to tell her that she's the new showbiz. And I think that's where it's at. The new people. You have to walk out, move over and let them have their time. Because I had mine. And so I'm inspired by people that are survivors in spite of whatever capabilities that they have or don't have. I saw a guy yesterday on America's Got Talent in a wheelchair that had like a bad arm, and he was a great singer. And of course he went on, to the live show. And when I saw that, and I thought, Barbara, shut up. You have nothing to complain about. So that inspires me. Does that answer your question, Jim?
It really, really does. That's a beautiful thing to say, that you're inspired. I am too. And I like to make my day a day where the minute I wake up, and whether I'm doing it in my career or I'm just doing it in life, I really like to touch people and inspire people and lift them up. And if I can instill some information and maybe dispense some information, some education, whatever it may be, but also bringing in some light and levity, I think it's really important. I also think it's part of why folks like you and I do what we do in the public eye so long, is because we really love connecting with people. And that's something that you've done in all these various ways, shapes, and forms, through television, through film, through stage, through comedy, all of it, from singing and acting and Broadway to Vegas to LA to Miami to New York, Boston. It's the fact that you really have this desire to want to reach people, connect with them, and sort of ease the chaos of their day, get them to forget their troubles.
You're right.
And that's a beautiful
what I think
thing.
of when I sing, Jim. When I go out there, I think of somebody's life I'm going to be touching by my music or my comedy, and they need a lift. They might need to feel really good for that hour. And that keeps me going, because I can feel that and I feel connected. So that inspires me.
That's so beautiful. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. Do you have anything? I know you did some things recently with our friends Clinton Kelly Holmes as well. Anything coming up that you're excited about, that you want to share, that you're working on, or things that you're doing?
I am going back to the Orleans Hotel in the fall to do another Spotlight Spectacular. And as I said, I'm up for something really important here in Las Vegas, but I don't want to say.
Congratulations.
It actually make me pretty good, pretty big. So say a prayer for me.
Of course.
It's meant to be.
Yes, and we have each other's contact information and everything. So keep me posted on that, and fingers crossed. And if that happens, I'll be happy to announce it on our show too, because I know our viewers.
I'll tell the world, Jim. Believe me.
Yes, you'll be back on to tell a special announcement, because I know our viewers will be rooting for you as well.
I'll be thrilled.
So you're loving the ride. You're loving it. You're loving what you're doing.
Every day I'm happy to get up and know that I'm alive, because that's the most important thing, is to be grateful for your health. And that's how I feel.
Do you like to cook?
No, I'm terrible. George Foreman is my best friend. Don't tell Rick.
Don't tell Rick. That's right.
I cannot cook. I cannot boil an egg. I cannot do anything. I order out. It's true. He's laughing. I take him to Steak and Shake, and we have hamburgers in the South Point Hotel, which is right next door to where I live. And shakes, and we're really happy to do that. No, I'm not a cook. I'm not a cook. So don't come to my house for dinner, Jim.
Don't come hungry, right? Don't come
No,
hungry.
don't. You have to bring it with you.
Bring it with you or make reservations. Exactly.
Yes.
What do you do to counter being in the public eye? Obviously, being in the public eye all these years, you have to, there's a lot of energy and there's stress and there's enthusiasm, passion, and excitement. What do you do? What's the antithesis of that? What do you do to relax, to
I love to
unwind?
read celebrity bios.
Do you?
Yes, I do. When it's cooler, I go to the pool here. I lay on the chaise lounge and I chill out, just read about somebody's life. And I'm not into history. I really like celebrity bios. I like that.
Any that you've read recently that are exciting?
Yeah, Carol Burnett has a great book. Loved it.
Oh, isn't she wonderful? I love
Yes,
Carol.
great. And I'm reading Billy Joel now. I read Gracie and let's see, yeah.
Oh, Gracie, huh?
Just funny, wonderful stories.
Gracie, as in Gracie Allen. You're
Yeah.
What have
All
you
about
learned
Gracie.
about her from reading the book? Anything that surprised you so
She
far?
She was very normal. Loved to shop, and she was not showbiz at all. Really.
No, she really wasn't.
I
Yeah.
loved it. George Burns wrote about Gracie. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was somebody who was inherently funny too.
Wow.
And George realized that. He realized how valuable, Gracie is, not only as a wife and partner, but also as a comedy duo. Very, very much so, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They made each other's life.
Really did. Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful story. Kathleen also loves autobiographies as well, she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. This was hilarious. This was really terrific. I really applaud you on this illustrious career. And I know you're humble about it, but, you are beloved and acclaimed, and you've got so much more to give and so much more to do. And you are welcome back anytime, Barbara. We will keep the porch light on for you. This was truly a delight to have you gracing us.
But I have to bring my geek, Jim, because I
Bring
can't
the geek.
do it myself.
Well, tell the geek. We want to have the geek come on so he can tell us about his whole epic motion picture career as well. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Barbara.
I loved it. I hope I didn't talk too much.
Are you kidding me?
Really?
Can we talk? Does
Joan?
I was going to say, does Joan Rivers have anything she would like to say? Any parting words?
Yeah, she said, "I wish I was alive." What else would she say, Jim? Right?
Well, I mean, pretending that she's here in spirit. What would she say as far as being here on the Jim Masters Show live with me and all of our viewers watching around the world? What would Joan say?
Buy my jewelry. Go to QVC.
Go to QVC.
Right? Oh, I know. That
was a good laugh from Rick.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to spot him an extra 10.
I don't know. You broke my nail. Okay.
That is funny.
Close. I wish she was alive to tell me whether she liked what I'm doing or not.
I would imagine, when you had heard that she passed, that must have been a tough day even for you personally.
Oh, it was awful. I thought my career was over, but actually it started. Yes, it did. And she died shortly after I moved to Las Vegas. And
there's a running theme here because you keep mentioning people you've worked with who have then passed away.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm going for a physical in the morning.
Don't call me.
If we're off tomorrow night, gang, you'll know why.
Call me. I'll be here, I think.
That means Barbara Boston Brighton was with us.
Right. Thank you so much for inviting me, Jim.
You are
talking to you.
You as well. You're definitely a Jim Master Show levity. You know, that I said the show has a lot of light, love, and levity about a year and a half ago, and I said it too fast. And I said levity. And when I said the word levity, the audience jumped on it. They said they're the Levity Squad, and I'm Mr. Levity, and this is Levity Hall, and the guests are part of our Levity family. And it was the viewers. You know, I said the word levity, but then they took it from there, and they already deemed you, crowned you a JMS Levity early on.
They did?
So,
They did?
oh yeah, early on during the show,
Thank you very much. Thank
they
you.
loved it. Yeah, they absolutely loved it. And Maureen says, "Thank you for brightening." Like, see what she's doing there. My day, Barbara. Truly beautiful person. I admire you a great deal. It's been such a fabulous, entertaining show. Thank you, Maureen, and everybody watching from all around the world. And thanks for the great love and so much more. And of course, your website, barbarabrighton.com. We've been showing that throughout the show. Yes, we've been showing that throughout the show as well. And that's a fantastic website. And there's the marquee on the website.
Thank you. All those pages. Well,
all those pages. And yeah. What would the, before we go, what would the Barbara of today say to the Barbara of then?
I mean, no.
About life.
Keep plugging. Keep plugging. Don't
Keep
give
plugging.
up. Don't. He's pushing me.
Keep pushing.
Yeah. Because you're showing the stills, so he wants me to be on camera.
Oh, he said, did he say lean left?
Yeah.
Or is he pulling your arm?
I'm going to absolutely kill him.
Rick is pulling your arm to the left, isn't he? He's
I don't
pulling
know
your arm.
from this. You can see that, right? Yeah. No, I would say keep going, keep going, keep going. Each day is a new day. Forget yesterday. Go on to tomorrow and enjoy the rest of your life. That's what I say.
That's a beautiful thing to say, my friend. Absolutely beautiful. And as I said, this was really a delight. Really, thanks for spending all this time with us, my friend. And I hope if you're back on the East Coast, or if I'm, you know, sometimes I'm sent on a television shoot, West LA, San Francisco, Vegas. We'll get together and have dinner and have some laughs and maybe round up some of our friends there.
And an apple teeny. We'll have an apple teeny.
We'll have an apple teeny. That sounds good. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So we'll start with the apple teenies. Barbara, love you. And this was really absolutely spectacular.
Jim, thank you so much.
And thanks
to Rick.
Thanks. Just about to say thanks to Rick for all of his expertise, getting in there bright and early to hook things up. He did a spectacular job. He really did a spectacular job.
He did.
You're amazing. You be well, and just sending you lots of love from the East Coast, and we'll see you again soon, Barbara Brighton. Okay?
Thank you, Jim.
Take care.
Be safe.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye, honey.
Barbara Brighton. There's her website right there for you. Gang, barbarabrighton.com. She certainly brightened our day here on the Jim Master Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Leave a comment on our YouTube channel, gang. If you had a good time and you'd like to see this episode again, you can see it again on our YouTube channel. All the episodes are there. Don't forget to subscribe. There's over 720 episodes you can enjoy right here on our channel. And also give this episode a thumbs up. There's a thumbs up icon on our YouTube channel as well. Kind of looks like this. Give it some JMS levity. Leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Let us know how much you enjoyed the show, what you enjoyed about it and our series, and leave a nice like. Give it a thumbs up like. We would love that. Again, really, truly fantastic having Barbara Brighton here on our show. She's funny. She's witty. She's a caring person, and she is a class act and very, very talented. Crystal says, wow, what a great show. This was so fun. I agree. Thank you very much. Everybody watching and commenting from all around the world. I do want to let you know that the one and only Kevin Eubanks, you know him as the music director with Jay Leno and The Tonight Show. He's with us tomorrow night, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. He's all excited to be on the show. We're excited to have him. Not only was he the music director for The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, he's got his own epic career, but he's currently starring, co-hosting with Jay Leno in the Fox television hit game show You Bet Your Life, which is a remake of the Groucho Marx You Bet Your Life. Kevin Eubanks is with us tomorrow on the Jim Masters Show live from Los Angeles. Then on Friday, actor Will Roberts is with us too. Actor, cowboy, dancer, author, holder of 2 Guinness World Records, film and TV weapons expert, and so much more. He's going to be with us as well on the Jim Masters Show live. That is on Friday, coming up here, 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. Really, really cool, spectacular guests on the Jim Masters Show here for all of you. We again thank the incomparable Barbara Brighton for joining us. And as always, we thank all of you for gracing us with your presence as well. We always have a good time. We never say goodbye here. Oh, thank you, Kathleen Walker. Kathleen Walker just did a super chat. She knows my favorite color is green, and she did a spectacular green. That's nice. Thank you very much. That helps support our series when you do the super chats, super emoji, super stickers. There's also a super thanks heart icon on the YouTube channel you can do as well, 24/7. The show doesn't have to be live for you to do that. She says, Jim, you are amazing as always. The real deal. Genuine people like you are hard to find. So grateful to be your friend. Heart, heart, heart. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, Kathleen, in New York City, sending you some JMS Lovity your way as well. Maureen says, what a load of fun. Barbara is just lovely. Yes, she is. I knew you guys would enjoy her as she was joining us. Again, we were going to have her on a couple of weeks ago, but, the techno gods got in the way. But she brought in her expert, Rick, the geek, as she describes him. Great guy. And he set it all up for her because she was determined. She's a determined gal. She says, I am coming on the Jim Masters Show live. And she made it happen. We made it happen. Wasn't it worth the wait, gang? Absolutely. So again, we don't say goodbye around here. We say, see you later. Shalom, sayonara, hasta la vista. We say, Mori loop. We say, slancha, ciao, avita zane, and all the rest. Thanks for being with us on this episode of the Jim Masters Show live series, gang. We love you all. We thank you for all of the comments. We thank you for Kathleen Walker doing the super chat. Don't forget, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. Of course, our YouTube channel, which houses all these episodes of our entertainment lifestyle variety talk show series, where we don't really call this an interview show. We do this in the style of the old school Dick Cavett, Carson, Regis Philbin, Merv, and Mike style shows. Warm, conversational. We can go in any direction, but with a modern twist and a modern vibe of today, blending the two worlds together here on JMS. A couple more comments and cheers, everyone. You as well. And everybody, thank you very much. Good way to wrap up. We love you all. Take care. Be good to one another. And as we always say, be good to yourself. Take time for yourself as well. Thanks to Barbara Brighton. And thanks to all of you. I'm Jim Masters, your host. Thanking you for your this time. Till next time on the Jim Masters Show Live. Take care and be well. Cheers.